gap within the industry, of the aviation industry. It's really largely in a couple of areas. One is in women in leadership, so senior leadership roles, and in pilots, and in mechanics. And tonight we have women here who have been, who are, and who will be helping us narrow that gap. We have the work that the Women in Aviation Advisory Board put together. You'll see here all around the room. Their report just came out, sort of snippets from the report. I encourage you throughout the evening to read through that. Also here and Shreya has prepared a fireside chat with questions. So with that, I would like Shreya and Senator Duckworth to come join us. Right here.
There we go.
Shreya, is yours on?
We don't do something different. We do the Q&A. We get enough people standing up and talking at you guys.
Well, Bonnie, thank you so much for the introduction, Senator Duckworth. It is an absolute honor to have this fireside chat here with you today. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here. Before we dig into your letter.
Yeah, so I was not at all drawn to aviation. And that is something for us as a group to think about, because so many young women, as they're approaching choosing their career path, don't even consider aviation. And that's a problem. Okay. And that's a real problem, because I thought I was going to become an Army linguist. I speak a couple of languages. I thought that's what I was going to do. My dad was a signal officer. I never even thought that women could fly for the military. And I was sitting in my ROTC commissioning class when this was 1992, and my instructor, I was the only woman in my all-male commissioning class, a small class, and they said, okay guys, put down what job you want in the Army. Guys, I think 7 of the top 10 or 3 of the top 5, I don't remember what the number was, has to be combat arms. Armor, artillery, infantry, all that. Except for Duckworth. Duckworth, you put wherever you want, women are not allowed to serve in combat. And I remember thinking, wow, this was really unfair, because I knew a guy in my ROTC class who was an accounting major and wanted to become a finance officer and had to put down infantry. Like, that guy did not belong in infantry.
We are all role models. Regardless of whether you're a senior in high school and you're a role model for the freshmen, or in your golden years and you're a role model for others, women need to see women in leadership roles. We see that actually in the studies. I encourage you to read some of these posters. So if I go back 20 years, who did I see as a mentor? Who did I look up to? There weren't any women in senior leadership roles in the airlines. I do remember I was a young manager, pilot manager, and I do remember making an appointment to meet with a woman who had just been promoted to a director. And I had a conversation with her about what is it like to be a woman in leadership, and how do you think about women in leadership, and will we ever reach to the top? I would like to introduce my mentor for the last 20 years, Joanna Geraghty, who is now the first female CEO of a major airline, to be able to tell us a little bit about what's it like to be a role model and advice to young women. Joanna.
20 years makes us sound really old. Look around the room. No, thanks, Bonnie. This is great to see everybody here. And it's these types of events, I think, that absolutely contribute to how do we inspire that next generation of future female leaders, whether it's a pilot, a mechanic, running an operation in, or an airline CEO. So yes, I have the unique position of being JetBlue's new CEO on the job 3 weeks. So still settling in. It's been after 3 weeks, and I'm hoping we have a week or two where we're not headlining the news, because it's definitely been some unique things going on.
Chair of the Senate Commerce Committee and a huge fan of women in aviation. Senator Cantwell.
I know that a global event to mark the first female pilot's license issued in March 8th of 1910. All right, and a lot has happened in aviation since then. I've always said the first 100 years of aviation has been pretty good, and now the second 100 is what we have to get ready for. And we've obviously tried to play a really key role in promoting policies that help drive down the cost of educating people, including our most recent FAA bill passed out of the Senate Commerce Committee. Technology Center at the University of Washington in the composite field than in other science. Somebody's shaking their head. Maybe you guys know about this or know why. Sometimes I say it's like baking. You're putting all the ingredients together and you're looking at it in a way of how you're going to produce the most perfect product when it comes to lighter weight composite materials. So this is a big calling of the aviation industry, that and sustainable aviation fuel. So we hope that women will do their part in trying to help represent those particular gains in science that are really critical to the next generation of aviation success.
And then the door closes and you're like, no.
So